Firth, 93.7 The Ticket. This is the Happy Hour.
You guys going to happy hour?
Live from the Coppel Chevrolet GMC studios in the heart of Lincoln, America.
Yeah, I'll come for a couple.
Here are your hosts, Nick Sainert.
I want to know what it's like to commit a crime without having to spend time in jail.
And Enrique Alvarez Clary.
C is for chunk.
Brought to you by Empire Fence and Netting on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Well. Guess who's back? It's me. I haven't left. Nope. I sat in the sun for a little bit, though. Welcome into the happy hour, 93.7 The Ticket, theticketfm.com. The 1 hour that you expect to hear my voice. But, now you're hearing it after 6 other hours. How is everybody doing? The happy hour, sponsored by Empire Fence and Netting. I have almost run out of things to talk about, but guess what? The breaking news of the day is that there is no breaking news of the day. It is July in sports radio. So there's baseball and the British Open, which I know nothing about. I know Tiger did really bad.
Missed the cut, yeah.
Did really bad, and people were sad about it. Apparently walking off the course for possibly the final time.
Right, which is
that course.
That course for the final time, because they're not going to play there for another 8 years.
And he won't be golfing.
And he says he's not going to be very good by then.
I don't think he will be golfing in about 8 years. But hey, join us on the happy hour, 402-464-5685, Honda of Lincoln hotline, Starter Heyman text line, Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, Starter Heyman Jewelers live video stream. It is me and Box still, because Nathan is not here yet. But as soon as Nathan gets here, you will hear his voice. Almost said glorious voice, but just voice.
Just voice.
You'll hear his voice. You're everybody's 22nd favorite Virginia Tech graduate.
He asked you to name a bunch of them the other day, and I almost took that as a challenge. Like, wait a minute, I probably could come up with 22 Virginia Tech guys.
Let me do this real quick.
No, I really couldn't. That's too many.
Virginia Tech famous grads.
Yeah, let's see what they got at the top of their list.
Hoda.
I don't know who that is.
She's like a TV host.
Oh.
Jama Mays, don't know who that is. Del Curry,
there you go.
Malcolm Delaney, Bruce Smith, Terod Taylor, Bruce Arians.
Bruce Arians, yes. That's
Kendall
probably my number
Fuller,
one.
Carol Dale.
Oh, all the Fullers. That takes care of like 3 of them.
Daryl Tapp, Steve Bannon, Homer Hickman, Jim Buckmaster. Just a lot
that sounds like a Virginia Tech quarterback.
Just a lot of people with American flags behind them. If that puts that into perspective.
Politicians?
Yeah, politicians.
Okay,
Some military people. A lot of athletes. Cam Chancellor, Frank Beamer, Sonia Curry. Yeah, he's definitely not.
He's not.
Colette Wolfe, don't know who that is, but she looks famous.
Cool name.
Yep. Yeah, a lot of football and basketball play. He's definitely like the 22nd favorite Virginia Tech graduate. There's so many people on here. He's definitely not anywhere close to being anywhere near
all the
top.
Fullers.
All the Fullers. Just that entire family graduated from Virginia Tech.
You guys forget that I have radio in my car. So on my way over here from my staff meeting, I heard you naming Virginia Tech alumni, and I feel somewhat completely, entirely disrespected that I was not at the top of that list, because listen, you can say that these were better graduates than me, but I'm probably the only Virginia Tech graduate either of you have ever met in your entire life. That's what I thought.
Yeah,
yep.
That's true.
Yeah.
But you're still not
so
my
by
favorite.
default, no. By default.
Look,
I've
I've never met Frank Beamer, but I love him more than I love
Frank Beamer.
Beamer ball was part of my childhood.
Now that
you have never
I can
given me
respect
Beamer ball.
that. I can respect that, because I've met Frank Beamer a few times, because he still lives in Blacksburg and walks with his dog like every day. Like, you will see him on campus. If you walk between the time of like 10 and noon, you will see him.
That's
Terod-
kind of
met him a
Terod
few
Taylor
times.
tore out my heart once.
Yeah, Terod Taylor.
Frank
Still
Beamer,
like him.
a lot shorter than you'd expect too. He's
Huh.
like 5'8".
Is it kind of weird that he is there? I mean, that's a college town through and through.
Well, no, but you got to think everyone loves him.
He's
there.
the
Like,
god
he is
there, yeah.
basically like, he's walking through the streets like Jesus Christ.
yeah.
Like, he walks and then everyone stops to bow down.
He's like, "What's up, everybody?"
Did you ever ask him what his dog's name is?
No, I've never
No.
asked it. I saw him at a game one time too, and
Hey,
it's
Nate,
funny
you
because
have to-
everyone calls him Coach.
Nate, you have to say something.
What?
You were talking Virginia Tech.
Nebraska's going 9-3. I'm
That's
assuming
right.
Dusty probably sends text. I was about to say. Dusty, Nebraska's going 9-3. But yeah, Frank Beamer, super nice guy. He goes to every basketball game too.
Oh, Mike Riley, like.
Yes, yeah, he was. And then every
But
time you
much
see
better.
him,
Yeah.
you go, "Hey, coach, how you doing?" Every time. He still goes by coach.
I mean, I
Nice.
would too if I was Frank Beamer. So there's
Didn't
that.
Shane Leckler punt there? Is that right?
No, you're thinking of Saints kicker that won a Super Bowl. Oh my gosh. It's gonna drive me crazy. Why am I drawing a blank right now?
Don't know.
It wasn't Shane Leckler. It was
He went to A&M.
Oh, you gotta be look up Saints kicker. It's gonna be one of the first that comes
Saints
up.
kicker.
Saints kicker. Shane Graham.
Oh, Shane Graham. Yeah,
Shane
that's what
Graham.
it was.
Shane
yeah.
Graham.
It was a
Virginia Tech.
shame.
Shane Graham, I'm pretty sure was there the same time as Pat McAfee too. So those games, Virginia Tech versus West Virginia, were a lot of fun. It was the battle of the kicker.
Oh yeah, I like that.
Pat McAfee.
By the
versus
way,
Shane
I was
Graham.
telling Rico too. I forgot to mention our Northwestern preview. They were awful at field goals last year, but they picked up one in the transfer portal. But many teams do. You either have your 6th-year kicker, right? And it seems like, or you went to the transfer portal to find kickers. And so they got a new kicker and punter. So I'm thinking my touchdown that I put up there, I better put a field goal up there for my prediction for Northwestern. So instead of 45-7, I'm going 45-6.
45-6, so
Yeah.
2 field goals.
Yeah, 2 field goals. I
That
think.
sounds about right. Rico, do you want to put a prediction up
No,
there?
I don't.
No.
Not yet.
You worried that we're right?
No, I'm not.
I think you're worried that one of us is right. Once Bach changes to 45-6, that is an absolute. That's getting blown out.
Northwestern's
That's
getting
what happened last year.
That's a blowout.
Northwestern's getting 2 touchdowns.
You think so?
That, no.
It's the first game of the season. They're getting 2 touchdowns.
And aren't they starting that true freshman? Isn't that the kind of
No,
the,
I
in
think
the
that's
rumor?
their only hope.
Oh,
is
they're not.
to
No, they're
really
not.
start
No,
Brendan
they're not
Sullivan.
passing touchdowns. They're rushing touchdowns.
Yeah,
I still don't know about that. Like we were going over it yesterday. Northwestern is not only bad, they might be the worst team in the Power 5. Like they are bad.
Takes one broken assignment.
yeah, that's true.
How'd that work out last year?
Yeah,
How did they
didn't-
score
didn't
last
score
year?
last year.
I don't
They actually
know.
moved the
They did
ball
score.
somewhat
There
here
was-
and there.
Nebraska
They scored a
last,
touchdown, didn't they?
Nebraska
I think so,
last year, starting games would give up long drives,
Yeah,
and
It's
the
a
game,
new regime,
as
Rico.
the game. I know. Well, not on defense. It's not.
that game was awesome though because Nebraska was up like 28-0 after like the first 4 drives.
Yeah, like as the game would progress, the defense would get better until halftime, and then it would be bad for like 2 drives, and then it would get better. Like that was their issue. Is they would start slow, and it would just be like, oh no, you gave up a touchdown, and then you wouldn't give up a touchdown, and it's like, oh no, you gave up a touchdown, and it's like, okay, well, I really hope the offense is scoring.
But I will say there's one game on the schedule that I can absolutely guarantee is a win because last year my friends from Virginia came for a Nebraska game because I'd gone to the Fordham and Buffalo game. I was like, this is a super cool atmosphere. It'll be a Big Ten game. You guys should come. They decided they were going to come to the Northwestern game, and Nebraska beat the hell out of them. I mean, that wasn't even close from start to finish. And this year, my Virginia friends are coming for the Illinois game. So I will be the Nathan Brennan stamp of guarantee is on the Illinois game.
Ooh, that could be quite a twist of fate.
Do
that
you
I was
know-
thinking.
No, I'm telling you,
Oh, no.
the
Do you
Virginia
know how
connection.
many stamp of guarantees were on the Illinois game last year? Like I just got
Oh,
the
yeah.
I
like
didn't
you
have
said that,
last
and
year,
I
though.
just got the heebie-jeebies.
I'm telling you,
because there were
Trust
so
people that
many
visit from Virginia. When people visit, because they'll probably be the only people in the stadium from
Trust
Virginia,
people that visit
outside of
that
me,
shit, yeah.
and they visited last year for the Northwestern game, beat the hell out of them. This year, my stamp of guarantee is against Illinois. Brett Bielema, we will have our
You
revenge.
watch out.
He's got,
Yeah, I know you like Brett Bielema.
he's got a
Bob.
thing about people are visiting for Virginia because I believe, no, they might have. I say DP and Becky came on a visit once before they moved here for her job. They came for a visit. Something they went to a game. I believe it was the Michigan State game where they won like 9-6.
Oh, yeah.
Nice. See,
I-
this is what I'm saying.
I think they were living in Virginia, but they could have been in Houston at the time. I'm
Yeah,
not
that's
sure.
No, we're
which.
going to say Virginia. So text line
Yeah, just keep going.
402-464-5685. If you want to sponsor any of my friends getting flown out from Virginia to guarantee
the heck?
Nebraska wins,
To every home game.
just let me know. If you want to fly out some people from Virginia, I've got plenty of people that would love to come to a Nebraska game. What are flight tickets from Virginia now? Like $1,200? So if you got $1,200
Okay.
to just fork out and just to send over my way,
What's
Yeah,
the,
we
what's,
can at least guarantee
what's
Nebraska
your main
wins.
airport? What's the close airport for you?
It depends on where you're flying from. My buddies here, I have one guy flying from Atlanta, so So he works in Atlanta now. But then I have 2 guys flying from Dulles.
He's not even visiting
Dulles.
from Virginia. He's
Dulles.
visiting from
No,
Georgia.
but see, I met him. I went to school with him.
That's not how this works.
From Virginia Tech. He's from Richmond, so that counts. He's a brief hiatus in the great state of Georgia. Very hot right now.
Whatever, man.
Feels like Nebraska weather. It's super hot out there, guys. I was sweating.
Whatever, man. Hey, so
sorry, that was a little bit off topic.
I
We're talking
asked-
about Virginia and the great state.
I was going to ask you a question, but now I forgot what that question was. Oh, what blanket was making fun of us because Travis Fisher said he wants to have a rotation of 4 safeties, or just that he feels confident in having 4 safeties as rotational pieces back there. So are you of the same thought process of wet blanket where it's kind of like the quarterback thing where if you have 2 quarterbacks, you don't have 1 quarterback?
No, I think defense is a little bit different, especially than the quarterback position. I mean, especially at safety, you're running all over the field. Especially you're playing like a JoJo Doman, which I know is few and far between, and we might not have a safety on the roster that's going to be like that. But you're playing a ton of different roles. You're going to have to sit out some plays. But when we're talking about that, I mean, like 2 maybe, sure, I would understand that. 4, like at that point you can't, and that's always the discussion we've always had at running back. Obviously, you're going to have to filter in running backs in and out. I mean, it's just the position. Defense it kind of works the same way. But 4, like no one can get in a rhythm. There's no continuity.
Well, he never said
no
he was
consistency.
He never said he was going to rotate them. He just said that he has 4 that he feels comfortable playing. He has,
well, that's a good.
He'll have his starters, but he has the other 2. It's just the way he said it. He has like 4 rotational safeties. He has 2 as backups that he doesn't feel like there's going to be a large drop off between them. And Wet Blanket was kind of saying, if you have 2 quarterbacks, you don't have 1 quarterback. If you have 4 safeties, you don't have 2 safeties. And that, if that's his philosophy is having 4 safeties so you can swap 2 out, why didn't he do that last year? And what I said was he didn't have 4 safeties last year.
Also, who was technically
2.5.
Was JoJo the safety technically?
I mean,
or was he more of a linebacker?
He was more of a linebacker.
He kind of did everything.
Kind of lined up where, depending on where he was lined up the first play, I guess.
It was the nickel.
There was
position.
sometimes, right?
Yeah, it's the nickel position,
right?
So that's what JoJo.
Well, who's the projected starter? The kid from Alabama?
Well, no projected starters yet. He has 5 that he feels good about, and it's Deshaun Singleton, the transfer from community college in Kansas. Marcus Buford,
Noah Pola-Gates,
Omar Brown, the transfer from Northern Iowa, switched from corner to safety, and
who's
he's
the kid from
that.
Alabama?
And Miles Farmer.
He's
Williams.
not probably right.
He says he's big. He said he's more of a nickel. That's what he was looking at him as. He said he's a big safety. He plays physical. Right now, it's just about getting him into the playbook. That's what Travis Fisher said. So yeah, those 5: Marcus Buford, Deshaun Singleton, Miles Farmer, Noah Pola-Gates, Omar Brown are the 5, but he says he wants to have a 4 safety rotation. So one of them is getting left out.
Again, I understand on defense, you're going to have to filter guys in and out. And that's why the defensive line, I feel like, was so successful last year is because you were 6-7 deep.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's going to be the case this year, but at the safety position, you definitely want more than 1 guy, but 4? I mean, that just seems a little bit illogical.
When I hear rotation, I can't get to the idea like they're all playing 50%, they're all playing 25%, whatever the snaps. I think you're going to have 2 starters, maybe a main primary backup, and then another guy can go in there as well. But
I mean, it's nice to have depth, though, especially in the secondary. If you have depth there, I think that's a good thing. Coming off of last year, I would say you didn't have as much depth. You probably do this year, but then you're taking a hit, like I said, on the defensive line, where I think your defensive line starters, there's very few guys behind them that you would think would get significant minutes. I mean, you got to think O'Shawn's obviously going to start on one side, and it looks like with the new 4-3, Garrett Nelson's going to be on the other. Devin Drew, I would assume, interior-wise.
Maybe.
Stephon Wynn. I mean, Ty Robinson is probably going to be your other tackle. So maybe Stephon Wynn is your only backup interior. I don't know if you're going to have as much depth as you.
Nash Hutmacher.
All right.
Polar Bear. You know what?
We're
going to take a little bit of a sip and Jake and take an early break. Maybe we can talk defensive line. We were going to talk NBA because I wanted to see you cry, but
they sign and trade. Don't worry, Miles Turner. See ya.
Maybe
it's fine.
We'll talk a little defensive line up next on the Happy Hour.
Follow Nick and Enrique on Twitter at Nick_Singert and at Radio Rico AC. More of Happy Hour is next on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Football season will be here before you know it, and you can get ahead of everyone else with the first annual Evening with the Huskers event at Tavern 180 and Tanner's Bar and Grill. Join 93.7 The Ticket and Husker Online's Sean Callahan for an evening with current Nebraska football players and surprise guests as they preview the season ahead. Enjoy cocktail hour and a delicious Wagyu steak dinner, as well as an open bar for the duration of the event, all for just $199 per person. Click the logo for the event at theticketfm.com to sign up. Don't delay, this will fill up fast. Don't miss your chance to meet and greet with Husker football players at Tanner's Bar and Grill and Tavern 180 in Lincoln at 30th and Yankee Hill. Sign up today at theticketfm.com using the Evening with the Huskers banner. It's an evening with the Huskers to preview the 2022 Nebraska football season at Tavern 180 and Tanner's Bar and Grill at 30th and Yankee Hill. Presented by Husker Online and 93.7 The Ticket.
Water heater gone? Call Bryant. The price you're quoted is the price you'll pay. And in most cases, same-day replacement. Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing. 467-1111.
Working at Continental in Lincoln isn't a job, it's a career. And right now, they've raised wages again, and they're hiring for production operators at $22.58 per hour. And other select jobs is starting at $24.28 per hour, with wages growing up to $30.30 per hour. Continental also has salary jobs available and great benefits, plus medical and prescription costs at very low premiums. Dental, vision, and life insurance are offered at no premium cost to the associates. To learn more or to apply, go to continental-jobs.com with keyword Lincoln. Come work at Continental today.
There's not many things worse than having plumbing issues at your home or business, but it's even worse if the problem isn't fixed correctly. Select Plumbing gets it right the first time, and they specialize in several things: general plumbing, water heaters, faucet and fixture repair, underground sewer and water repairs, backflow testing, and more. Keep your property free from leaks and other issues. Call today for a free estimate at 402-560-6197. Plus, they're hiring service plumbers. Contact Select Plumbing to inquire at 402-560-6197.
Registration is now open for all fall sports leagues through Lincoln Parks and Rec. Adult volleyball, kickball, softball, and youth NFL flag football. Competitive and recreational leagues are available, so whether you're an athlete, a former athlete, or a wannabe athlete, there's a league for you. Plus, check out their paid opportunities for officials and referees. Contact Lincoln Parks and Rec to learn more, or head to teamsideline.com/LincolnNE before July 24th to register your team. That's teamsideline.com/LincolnNE.
Mike Shaver here for Trek CBD. Summer is here, and that means you're having garage parties with neighbors, hitting the golf course and the pool. The drink of this summer isn't your typical seltzer. It's drinkable Delta 8. Yep, Trek CBD has drinkable Delta 8 seltzers with mango and lime flavors for 4-packs, 12-packs, coming in a variety of mango, watermelon, lime, and berry. They also have hemp-derived Delta 9 syrups to put in your beverages, and as always, the excellent Delta 8 gummies. Trek CBD at 84th and Andermatt and TrekCBD.com. Trek CBD, CBD done right.
Start your Sundays off right with Jeff and Nicole Essink on Fitness Fanatics. Jeff and Nicole discuss health and wellness, how to achieve fitness goals, and more through the life of gym owners and gym goers. It's Fitness Fanatics from 9 to 11 a.m. on Sundays on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Shopping for insurance can be a tedious and frustrating task, but the agents at Brokers Insurance Agency will do the work for you. They have partnered with over 20 of the best insurance carriers in the nation, which allows them to do the shopping all for you. Whether you're looking for business insurance or employee benefits for your company, or you're looking to save money on your home and auto insurance, Brokers Insurance Agency has the agents and solutions to help meet your goals. Call 402-420-5353 or email staff at brokersinsurancenE.com.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Sponsored by Security First Bank, a relationship you can count on.
The Lincoln forecast today, mostly sunny and hot. We'll see lighter winds, too, with a high of around 99. Tonight, we'll see partly cloudy skies. Staying warm, though, the low around 73. Then tomorrow, we'll see partly sunny skies in the forecast. A little bit cooler with an afternoon storm chances as well. We'll see a high of around 89. Meteorologist Kyle Tucker for 93.7 The Ticket, ticketfm.com.
I present the Fruitcake. Long the subject of jokes, ridicule, derision, but did the Fruitcake accept its place in the culinary totem pole? No! The Fruitcake sought to rise to its full potential at Beatrice Bakery. Premium nuts, high-quality fruits, and the delectable trio of brandy, bourbon, and rum. Grandma's Fruitcake, is no punchline, but a decadent treat that packs a punch of flavor.
Check out Grandma's Fruitcake and all the delicious desserts at Beatrice Bakery. Welcome to our world of yum.
When you're high, you feel different. You think different, you talk different, you draw different, you listen to music different, but you probably knew that. Problem is, you also drive different, and not in a good way. That's why driving high is illegal everywhere. So if you're high, just don't drive. Make a plan to get a sober ride. Because if you feel different, you drive different. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
You're listening to the Happy Hour with Nick Sainert and Enrique Alvarez Clary, sponsored by Empire Fence and Netting on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome back. Happy Hour on 93.7 The Ticket, sponsored by Empire Fence and Netting. It's still me, Rico, but this time I am joined by one other person that is not Jake Bakoven or Jay Foreman. It is Nathan Brennan.
I'm really starting to settle in, too. Being introduced with Virginia Tech football, Nebraska's going 9-3 was really the way to settle into the show.
You're welcome.
I've been running all over the place today. I'm telling you, Cornhusker State games, I'm starting to realize is a big deal in the state.
Oh, people like it.
People love the Cornhusker State games.
I've never participated. I wanted to. I should have, like, right after college, join, like, the track portion of that and just go to hurdle. And I was like, I'm just going to smoke everybody. But then I didn't, and now I'm out of shape, and that would be a terrible idea.
Yeah.
But I think, so my wife texted me, and she said, guess what arrived today? And we bought a rower, and
oh, nice.
I think it got delivered today. It wasn't supposed to come until next week, but I think we got it. So give me a bit. Your boy's about to be in shape.
Rowers will get you in shape. I don't personally row.
Neither do I, but, I'm about to.
But I know it's a really good workout. Nick was bringing up The Biggest Loser. On The Biggest Loser, they all row.
Really?
It's like one of their biggest workouts that they do.
There we go.
They row and then they walk a lot. And I'm a big walker, so I try and lose as little muscle as I can. So you're not supposed to run, but do like incline walk. So I do a lot of incline walking. Also would work.
There's a lot of inclines around my house in the neighborhood, so I can just walk around there.
See?
Ellie likes to walk. I'll just, we got her a bike. Maybe she can ride her bike. Maybe I could just drag the wagon behind me, so that'd be a little extra weight pulling up the hill. I did that once where it was just me and the kids, and I put them in the wagon, and I just walked around the neighborhood for like half an hour, and I got back home, and I was like, I feel good, and then I stopped moving, and you go to sit down, all the tingles in my legs, and I was like, ooh, not great.
Yep.
But
I was not the athlete that you were, Rico, but I did train for half marathon, then got a stress fracture in my leg, and
ouch.
I called it quits. Because the one thing about stress fractures, there's not really anything that you can do. I was in a boot for 3 weeks, which is supposed to help just so you're not putting as much pressure on it. But the only thing you can really do is just wait.
Yep.
You can't. There's nothing really to heal it, so I just waited. And I was training for half marathon, so I was running 20 miles a week, and then went to not running at all. I was like, you know what? I'm just never going to run again. So I haven't ran since.
Yeah, no, that makes sense.
So now I just lift weights.
Well, I ran damn near every day from 7th grade until, my senior year of college. So after I got done, I was like, you know what? I'm going to take I'm not going to run for a year. And that's what?
And 8 years later.
6 years ago?
6 years later. Right.
So,
it happens.
I think I took that a little too seriously.
Right.
But we're not here to talk about my athletic prowess or Nathan's athletic prowess.
But actually, we could real quick, though, because Don says you still have time. There are 80 and 90-year-olds still doing the 100 no excuses.
You know what? Okay.
Also, Pecan Pie is throwing shots saying that your wife's going to use the rower more than you.
I mean, she really got it for herself, but I was like, I'm going to use it too.
But I'll hop on it, right?
Like, she was like, would you use this? And I go, yeah, of course I will. I'm going to use it.
I believe you will.
I'm going to look, Pecan Pie, just wait. I don't know how long it's going to take for me to get in shape using the rower, but I'm going to be in shape. And you just wait however many weeks, months from now, you're going to tune into the stream on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, the Starter Heyman Jewelers live video stream.
Like, who's that guy?
And you're going to be like, damn. And I'm like, yeah, what's good?
That's how it is. Also, Pecan Pie will be jumping for joy when Nebraska does go 9-3. Good prediction. Right there with you.
I hope so.
Right there with you.
Chase B says hi from Battle Lake, Minnesota. Hi, Chase B.
Hey, Chase.
In Battle Lake, Minnesota.
Never been to Minnesota. Never been.
I've been one time for regionals in summer track. Right? Yes. Regionals in summer track. We were there. Went to the Mall of America. It was fun.
I've heard great things about the Mall of America, but I've never been to Minnesota. But I will say, before we get to Nebraska football real quick, 402-464-5685, I'm going to Denver this weekend. If any of you guys have any great ideas to do things in Denver, let me know. Text me. Let us know.
Try and find out where the Avalanche are partying and try and go party with
that
them.
Would be awesome. We are going to a Rockies game
Get a hold of the Stanley
on
Cup.
Sunday, but of course it's supposed to be 98 degrees and the game's at 1 o'clock. So
that's going to be great.
And I sweat like a menace. Like I don't know what it is. I think it's genetics, but I sweat a lot.
Get a hold
so
of
it can
Nick.
be gross.
See what he's doing.
I know he is, but I'm pretty sure he's coming back on Sunday.
Oh,
and we're getting there like Saturday during the day, going to get lunch, there's some famous bookstore that is in Denver that Carly wants to go to. I don't know where it is proximity wise. I've never been to Denver. I don't read. I don't try and fake it and tell people I'm smart. I get paid to look good on TV and give people the news that they need to know here in Nebraska. It's a struggle, but I give people the news that they need to know, like the Cornhusker State games. I get paid to talk about Nebraska winning 9 games on the radio. I'm not paid to be smart.
It's true.
So don't get it twisted. So I don't know anything about this bookstore. If you guys know about it, let me know. So hopefully I can go in a little bit prepared. And then I can sound smart.
We are paid to have some sort of knowledge about certain things that we talk about.
We know about sports, and I know how to inform the community about the things that you need to know. I will say, that is one of my strengths, informing Nebraskans about what they need to know.
Look at you.
5 to 7 every morning.
You're doing a great job. I will never be up that early.
Come on.
I don't think I will.
You've never seen the morning show? Are you kidding me right now?
I have never. And
I don't even support for my coworkers. What is this?
Never catch you in the morning.
Oh, my God. Well,
I'm just, dude, I'm not waking up that early. My mother-in-law's probably seen, 10, 11 early.
You should say that you know the morning.
My father-in-law's up that early.
Yeah,
easily.
tell him you know the morning guy.
I don't think he's watching the news. I think he's getting ready to do chores and stuff. So he's like up, getting ready, drinking his morning Coke, getting a couple snacks in him, and out the door.
So he's not watching the morning
feed the cows
show.
and do all the other stuff that he does. That every time I go over for the weekends, I feel terrible because like I get up at like 10 because I'm like, that's a weekend, I don't have to work, and he's working every single day.
Been up,
and he comes back in at like 10 and he's just like, oh yeah, I've been up for 5 hours. Like,
see, that's the problem.
Cool.
That's the problem about the morning show. So I usually wake up around 2:15, 2:30 every day. So the latest I can sleep in on the weekends is like 7. It's terrible. I feel like I never really get enough sleep, but that's the price you pay. Again, that's what we're doing.
It do be like that. So you got a couple options. Some people saying some things. Eric has a thing that I'm not going to say.
Yeah, we can't read that one.
BJ says Top Fuel drag races in Denver this weekend.
Oh, nice.
Colorado Tattered Cover. Is that the bookstore? I'm guessing that's what it is.
I'm assuming that's what Colorado Herbie is
Corey
saying.
and Lincoln. Rico, they pay you to know what you're talking about. They pay me to have like a general
I know.
knowledge.
No, you need to make sure you add. He added a question mark to that. He did not say, Rico, they pay you to know what you're talking about. Fact, period.
Yeah, no,
he said
asking.
question mark.
Yeah, he's asking. They
you.
pay me to have like a general knowledge of things.
Yeah, make it entertaining.
Yeah, I do a lot of research and I know what I'm talking about.
Your value is entertainment.
Yeah,
I'll give you that.
I'm here to give you some news, mostly laughs. Travis and Lincoln, who's your 3 losses if Nebraska goes 9-3? It's just here's some questions we can answer. So
okay, yeah.
Who's your 3 losses if Nebraska goes 9-3?
I have them starting out 5-0, setting up a letdown game against Rutgers on the road on a Friday night.
Man,
so my
would
first
suck.
lot, I'm telling you, if they start out 5-0, a letdown's on the horizon.
Mm-hmm.
I have them losing to Rutgers, Michigan, and I haven't decided. I think Wisconsin at home, they'll take them.
And then ending the season on a high note.
And I have them losing to Iowa. I think those are my 3.
Oh, okay.
And the worst part about that scenario is if those are your 3 losses, I don't think Michigan and Rutgers count against you. in the Big Ten West standings. I'm not entirely sure how that filters out.
I don't know.
Because I know that's how they go to like a weird system. It's your losses against the Big Ten West, wins again. So I don't know how that would filter out. But I have said that game against Iowa to end the season, I think is going to decide the Big Ten West. And I have a weird feeling about it.
Well, I was going to say, if they only lose to Iowa on that's that section of the Big Ten West, depending on who else Iowa loses to in the Big Ten West, Nebraska would probably end up in the Big Ten championship at 9-3. They would have 3 losses in the Big Ten.
They would have 3, right?
But they would have wins against every Big Ten West school except for one. So I think that would.
I think that's how it would filter out. And texters say, "What Rutgers? Your prediction is worthless." Again, I think they're far better than Rutgers. I think Rutgers is one of the worst teams on the schedule. But if Nebraska starts out 5-0, you got to realize they're going to be coming off huge win against Oklahoma, and then you have your cookie-cutter game against Indiana, which I don't think under any circumstance you're going to lose to Indiana at home. I could be wrong. But Rutgers is kind of a trap game there because it's a Friday night, so you're already out of sync. It's halfway across the country. You're traveling all the way to New Jersey, and you're 5-0, so I would say Nebraska's probably sitting between 15th, 20th in the country. They'll be ranked.
Dude,
if
I'm
you're
telling
5-0 over the win against Oklahoma, you'll be ranked. A letdown is on the horizon. It's right there.
That game is scary. I've said it before on the air. And
It
people
is.
make fun of me.
It is.
It's a Rutgers team that's better than you think they are. They're still not. They should.
They're
still
worse
not
than
be
Nebraska.
better than Nebraska,
Right,
but
right.
they are better than you think they are. They've got a good coach in Greg Schiano, and it's Friday. Is throwing off.
It's
your
a road
entire
game.
schedule.
It's a road game too. So you're
you've gotta
traveling to New Jersey.
You travel earlier than you normally travel. You've got one less practice, maybe 2 less practices than you normally have.
Right.
It's going to throw everything off. It's a scary game.
It's a trap game.
We'll
It is
see.
when they say trap games, that is the definition of a trap game, especially if they start as successful as I think they will. And even I've said worst case scenario, which again, I have not been hurt like you guys have. So this might not be the Nathan Brennan worst case scenario is 4-1 to start the season, where you'll win the first 3. Northwestern, you should absolutely smoke. You're playing 2 significantly inferior opponents. Losing to Oklahoma, that's okay. I understand. Oklahoma's a good team with or without Venables. You bring in Dylan Gabriel, who's a solid quarterback. You lose to Oklahoma. Under no circumstance should you lose to Indiana at home. Nathan's worst case scenario is 4-1. Even in that scenario, Rutgers is a trap game. If you are 5-0, 4-1, 3-2, okay, maybe not. You're just kind of middling at that point. But if you're on the verge of getting to your 6th win, which hasn't happened in a while at Nebraska, that's a trap game. And that game scares me a lot.
Oh, yeah. And then another question that he has is, who are the non-transfers who make the biggest jump from last year and why? So the non-transfers who make the biggest jump, it's got to be someone in the running back room not named Anthony Grant.
I think it'll be Jacquez Yant if we're going running back room. I think and this might be because we've had interactions with him. Rashawn's had him on his show a couple times. I mean, he looks like an absolute unit. Like,
he does.
He is a tank.
The dude is massive.
And if we're talking about Big Ten, ground and pound, run the ball up the middle, and you give it to that guy, I just don't want to be on the receiving end, is what I'll say.
I was going to say Ramir Johnson. I think he makes the biggest improvement.
Okay.
You saw what he was able to give you last year when he was, not the biggest of backs. I think he looked. I saw him once. Him and Nick Henrich came in to talk about the road race on a Sunday morning with not Pancakes but Fitness Fanatics.
Fitness Fanatics.
So they came in to talk about the road race, and I saw him, and small guy, but big. So
I see what you're
I'm
saying.
not like he's like a short and like a little skinnier than Jacquez Yant. I've seen him.
Jacquez Yant is a unit. He is not a normal human being.
No, he's huge. But I think Ramir keeps the speed. He put on a little bit of weight. I think he makes a big jump. Like I said, he is outside of power running, the total package that you want in a running back. He can catch, he can block, he's got speed, he's got that home run ability. So I think he makes the biggest jump.
You know who I'm going to say?
Out of everybody on the offense that's not a transfer, I think he makes the biggest jump. Defensively,
I'm going to tell you right now, Garrett Nelson. moving him to the end. I think that dude, if Garrett Nelson,
on weight to be in
if
it.
he put on weight and he's getting moved to the end, if Nebraska's going to run this 4-3, which is by all indications what it looks like, especially when they restructured their roster and positioning,
he's going to be both. They're going to switch back and forth.
If that kid ends up with 8 to 10 sacks this season, don't be surprised. He is on the end. He's going to be a beast this year.
I've got 2.
Okay.
On the defensive end, Caleb Tanner is going to build upon the end of his season last year, where he was just an absolute menace. It seemed like he was in on every tackle and he was getting pressure on the quarterbacks. Didn't get a ton of sacks, but it just seemed like he was always there. I think he's finally, when he first got here as a freshman, everybody looked at him and thought, that is a football player. And I think he's finally put it together. I think he builds upon that, even with the addition of O'Shawn Mathis, who I'm not sure if they're going to have him at outside linebacker or defensive end.
I would assume end. I think.
I have no idea.
If I had to predict, I would say Garrett Nelson and O'Shawn Mathis are your ends.
If you get into a third down situation, I almost guarantee you they switch back to a 3-4 and they split both of them out wide on the sides just to have a better angle.
More
on the
pressure.
Tackles. Yeah. But Caleb Tanner on the outside, I think he'll build upon that. And then the other guy, not transfer, who I think will make a big jump, Noah Gates. It's been 4 years where he's been here as a highly touted recruit. I think he's finally, for a lack of words, catching on with the defense. And I believe he's one of the 5 mentioned in that 4-man rotation at safety. And I believe his playmaking ability will finally be able to shine, and he'll get some more play at the safety position. And you're going to hear a lot more Noah Gates this season.
Let me ask you this, and this is one that I just thought of, and you could probably speak a little bit more on this. Quentin Newsome being thrown into kind of cornerback 1.
So
yes,
that's another
maybe
thing we were just reading, and
because Cam Taylor-Britt was obviously your number 1 cornerback, one-on-one.
Quentin Newsome.
I'm assuming Quentin Newsome would be your number 1.
So Travis Fisher did his radio appearance, and he said Tommy Hill. This is like reading between the lines, kind of paraphrasing what he said. He said Tommy Hill has that Cam Taylor-Britt to him, like he'll be probably going to end up being the number 1 corner. He said he's
a big-time transfer, too.
People
forget about Tommy
NFL
Hill.
guy if he doesn't mess it up. If he doesn't get in his own way, he's an NFL guy, and he could end up being like Cam Taylor-Britt, who was a second-round pick. So I think Tommy Hill takes over that number 1, but Quentin Newsome, who was that number 2, Fisher said when he plays fast and he kind of locks in, he's fantastic. The problem is he doesn't do that all the time. So if he can, lock in all the time, play fast, and kind of get things under control, I think you say a big leap from him, probably at that number 2 spot. But he's competing with all the other corners they brought in, and a guy that I really like in Braxton Clark, who's a 6'4" corner, who, Bach had me questioning myself. I don't remember if he was injured last year when he was slated to be the number 2 corner, or the year before when he was slated to be the number 2 corner. He was coming into the season supposed to be a starter, got hurt, and Quentin Newsome got the start over him. I believe it was last year. Quentin Newsome got the start and held on to it.
The one thing is, usually when you lose a second-round draft pick, you go into a little bit of panic mode. If Tommy Hill and Quentin Newsome are your guys on the outside, I feel pretty confident with that. Like seriously, when you look at the landscape of the roster and how it's going to filter out on the depth chart, I don't see too many holes in the secondary. I don't. And it is going to hurt losing Cam Taylor-Britt. Whenever you lose a second-round draft pick, listen, you're going to feel it. Even if you're Alabama, you're going to feel it if you're losing a second-round draft pick.
Unless they're replacing a first-round draft pick.
Right. I am very confident in the secondary. Seriously. Like I'm very, very confident in the secondary.
I like the secondary, especially with Travis Fisher leading the way. He's proven to be a really solid coach, really good coach. The players love him. Mm-hmm. So, and they were talking about him coaching the walk-ons as hard as he coaches the scholarship players, which is something you love to hear. So if there's a spot, just the whole defense, I have a lot more confidence in the defensive side of things than I do on the offensive side, because they have all their coaches, and because, even with the influx of different bodies, they have guys who have been there before who hopefully don't take it the wrong way if they are getting passed over by somebody who transfers in.
The biggest thing I would say, the difference between the offense and defense, is that I don't see a glaring hole, or I wouldn't say glaring. I don't see a hole on the defense. Mm-hmm. Like from top to bottom, from defensive line, linebacker unit to your secondary, I don't see any holes there. The problem on the offense, I don't see holes in the running back room. Your weapons on the outside, the receiving room, especially Mickey Joseph, I'm very confident in. Casey Thompson, Chubba Purdy, I don't care who you throw out there. I think you're going to have an upgraded quarterback. The offensive line scares me. I'll be entirely on. Whenever I say my 9-3 prediction, I stick by it. But the offensive line worries me a little, especially after you lose Nuri. That hurts. That's tough.
That's what I was talking. Who was I talking to? Jay or Bach about it, where there is a way. Well, I was just going through like the entire offense, and if you look at like returning starters, returning people who have been mentioned as people who could still make an impact. Quarterback, you don't have a returning starter, obviously. Running
Which
back,
I think you're okay with.
Running back, you have 2 starters. One's coming off an injury. The other one was, just kind of like a speed back who was struggling to run through the middle. Wide receiver, you have Omar Manning, who we haven't heard anything about this offseason.
Which is very odd.
Oliver Martin, who, again, a guy that we've heard very little until Mickey Joseph went on his radio appearance this week. So, two guys really that showed a lot of flash last year at the wide receiver position.
Save your bets.
Other than that, all transfers. Tight end, you have Vokalek and a bunch of freshmen. Vokalek, Chancellor Brewington, who didn't have really any plays to catch the ball last season.
You have Vokalek, though. Vokalek will take a step forward.
No,
he's been around the program for a while.
Oh, I know, but that's the thing. Vokalek is going to be probably your most experienced returner, because then you look at the offensive line. Left tackle, you've got Teddy Prohaska, who played in 1 1/4 games. Turner Corcoran, who was, not trying to be rude, it's just a fact, one of the lowest rated tackles in college football last season. Pro Football Focus
did not like him.
Your left guard's going to be different because Nuri's gone. Your center's going to be different because you lost him to the second round of the NFL draft. Yeah. Your right guard's going to be different because he ended up graduating. And your right tackle was Bryce Benhart, who you haven't heard anything about. And again, not trying to be rude, another one of the worst tackles in college football.
Does having Raiola give you a little bit more confidence, though?
Yes.
That's what helps me out. Again, offensive line, for all the reasons you just said, Rico, it is a little bit worrisome. But having a Raiola in the room has to make you at least a little bit more confident.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
The physicality that he wants to bring back to the offensive line, the fact that he came in and pretty much right away was like, we're not blocking pads, we're blocking people. We're moving bodies during practice. And he got the pads out, and they're going, mano a mano against, offensive line on offensive line on defensive line. You're out there putting your physicality, and with a guy like him who is all physical all the time.
And Nuri and Brand have talked about it too. All business.
Oh, yeah. And coming from, an NFL space where, look, you either perform or you lose your job, and losing your job means losing money, which means losing, you're losing your paycheck, you're losing money, you're losing food, you're losing how, like, you gotta work every single day when you go in there. So coming from that atmosphere, possibly bringing that type of intensity to Nebraska, that gets me excited for the offensive line. It's just who is going to be the ones moving those bodies.
Right.
So we've got a couple more texts coming in. We're going to head to a break. We'll read those texts and get a little bit more into some Husker football talk up next on the Happy Hour.
Download our app by searching 93.7 The Ticket in your app store to stay in touch and listen all day long wherever you are. More of the Happy Hour is next on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
At Allo, we think you deserve the fiber things in life, like binging your favorite TV shows and movies buffer-free, next level, lag-free gaming, and video calls without frozen faces. So say goodbye to lag and buffering and hello to super fast fiber internet with dedicated 24/7 support for total peace of mind. Plus, no hidden fees, no expiration dates, and no contracts, ever. From dependable service to exceptional support, experience the fiber things with Allo. Go to allofiber.com/fiberthings and switch today.
Having plumbing issues at your home or business, but it's even worse if the problem isn't fixed correctly. Select Plumbing gets it right the first time, and they specialize in several things: general plumbing, water heaters, faucet and fixture repair, underground sewer and water repairs, backflow testing, and more. Keep your property free from leaks and other issues. Call today for a free estimate at 402-560-6197. Plus, they're hiring service plumbers. Contact Select Plumbing to inquire at 402-560-6197.
I present the Fruitcake. Long the subject of jokes, ridicule, derision. But did the Fruitcake accept its place in the culinary totem pole? No! The Fruitcake sought to rise to its full potential at Beatrice Bakery. Premium nuts, high-quality fruits, and the delectable trio of brandy, bourbon, and rum. Grandma's Fruitcake is no punchline, but a decadent treat that packs a punch of flavor.
Check out Grandma's Fruitcake and all the delicious desserts at Beatrice Bakery. Welcome to our world of yum.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Koppel Chevrolet GMC, and it's been a great start here to the year as 2022 new inventory continues to roll in. Our pre-owned lot remains full, and we are selling at a record pace. I was just down at Koppel talking about a new order for myself, and they let me know I can actually start ordering a 2023 here later this spring. So stop on in to get your new 2022, your pre-owned vehicle, or maybe talk about ordering here for 2023. Check them out online at koppelcars.com. You'll be glad you did.
Start your Sundays off right with Jeff and Nicole Essink on Fitness Fanatics. Jeff and Nicole discuss health and wellness, how to achieve fitness goals, and more through the life of gym owners and gym goers. It's Fitness Fanatics from 9 to 11 a.m. on Sundays on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Now through July 20th, join Planet Fitness for $1 down, $10 a month, and feel spectacular in the judgment-free zone with the most energy you've had since
kindergarten when we had daily naps.
Exactly. And in our clean and spacious clubs with tons of equipment, you'll feel confident. Like after
I've carried in all the groceries in one trip.
More like, wait, that's exactly what it feels like. Join at planetfitness.com or in club. $1 down, $10 a month, cancel anytime. Hurry. Deal ends July 20th. See club for details.
Please enjoy these next few moments of relaxation from Scott and Greg at Mendoza Family Insurance. If you would like to feel this relaxed about your home, auto, business, life, or commercial property insurance, please give Scott or Greg a call today at Mendoza Family Insurance.
Mike Shaver here for Trek CBD. Summer is here, and that means you're having garage parties with neighbors, hitting the golf course and the pool. The drink of this summer isn't your typical seltzer. It's drinkable Delta 8. Yep, Trek CBD has drinkable Delta 8 seltzers with mango and lime flavors for 4-packs, 12-packs, coming in a variety of mango, watermelon, lime, and berry. They also have hemp-derived Delta 9 syrups to put in your beverages, and as always, the excellent Delta 8 gummies. Trek CBD at 84th and Andermatt and TrekCBD.com. Trek CBD, CBD done right.
2022 is all about staying well. And guess what? There are lots of easy ways to take care of your mental and physical health every day, like eating right and exercising, taking vitamins, drinking water, scheduling those annual doctor's visits, or just resting. That's right, even a quick nap counts. Because let's be honest, these days we could all use a little more wellness in our lives. So stay well, Nebraska. For more ways you can stay healthy, visit staywellnebraska.com.
Work, laundry, dishes. I was exhausted. I needed a vacation, but finding a way to pay for it, not so easy. Then I found it, a research study at Solarion. I searched the studies and found a perfect match for me. It was so easy. I earned cash for the study and booked that vacation. Plus, I made an impact on medical research. Find a study and sign up today at helpresearch.com.
You should consider the risks of the research before you agree to participate.
This message is for Shauna, my mom who just finished her high school diploma. I wanted to say I'm so proud of you for finishing school. You told me it's never too late to achieve your dreams. I hope to make you as proud as you have made me.
When you graduate, they graduate. Finish your high school diploma for you and for them. Visit finishyourdiploma.org to find free and supportive adult education centers near you. Brought to you by the Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
Now back to the happy hour with Nick Sainert and Enrique Alvarez Clary on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Yeah. Anybody that's listened to the happy hour for, I don't know, has it been almost a year, knows that this song we play every Friday. Well, really, we played it with just like the last segment every day. And on Mondays, every day, I would be dancing to it. But I stopped dancing because the Huskers weren't winning. I've decided that I'm going to move my dancing to every sport. So I'm going to be dancing a lot more because volleyball is going to do nothing but win. And
That is true.
hopefully football does a lot of winning as well. So
They will, Rico. Have faith.
I'm going to be
You
dancing
see that
a lot.
score prediction on the board right there? 38-10, Northwestern.
If Nebraska, dude.
Well, no, Nebraska beating Northwestern.
I was
sorry.
gonna say,
Woo. That would not be
if
good.
that
There would be a
happens,
riot.
I'm done. If Nebraska wins big against Northwestern to start the season off, how much confidence does that not the players? I still has a lot of confidence in them, but they had the confidence already that they were going to win that game. How much confidence does that instill in the fan base? I want to hear you guys. 402-464-5685. We'll just say Nebraska wins 38-10, and Nebraska wins 45-7 against Northwestern to open up the season, week 0. How confident are you about the rest of the season for Nebraska after that? Again, 402-464-5685, Honda Blinken Hotline, Starter Heyman text line. How confident are you in Nebraska if they blow the doors off of Northwestern?
Absolutely. And everyone, I guarantee you, people that are going to say that they're not confident, they're going to say, oh, it's Northwestern. If you beat Northwestern, you're going to start 3-0. Guess what hasn't happened in the Scott Frost era? 3 straight wins.
I don't know, man. Clay Helton.
You and Bach keep saying this. Not a shot.
I don't actually believe that.
You're not only have you not started 3-0 in the Scott Frost era, you haven't won 3 straight games.
It's true.
You have to be confident after that. You have to be.
Do you?
You do.
I mean, that's sure.
Because
Northwestern, that's a conference opponent, but the other two.
But you're beating
and I
the
understand
hell out of a conference.
You've never been 3-0. You've never had a 3-game winning streak, but those 3 wins is that. I mean, it's still a streak. It still wins. You beat who's put in front of you,
and you're beating a Big Ten opponent, mind you. You started out 1-0 in the Big Ten.
I don't think you get that much confidence until after that Oklahoma game if it's a win.
I think even if you lose like you did last year, there's still confidence. Because at least you're showing that against a top 10 team in the country, you're competitive.
But are they really a top 10 team?
They're going to be ranked as one.
Well, they are.
And Nebraska will have receiving votes. At least 10.
Texas was ranked in the top 10 one season. By the end of this, by the midseason,
well, I'm going to assume that Oklahoma isn't going to go 5-7. Again, crazier things have happened. But I'm going to take a wild shot in the dark and assume Oklahoma's not going to go 5-7.
There was that year Nebraska beat Oregon, and everybody's like, Nebraska's back. Turns out that was a bad year for Oregon.
Nebraska was kind of back, though.
Slightly.
Kind of back.
Tommy
Nebraska hasn't officially been back, but Nebraska's been kind of back.
Nebraska hasn't been back for many a year. Not even kind of back for many
Kinda.
a year. When was the kinda?
What was
the kinda was
Taylor Martinez when they were ranked like 7th in the country? What was that, like 2012?
Something like that. But I was saying
Around
they
that
haven't
time?
been kind of back or back
in like
for
10
many
years.
a year. The closest
that was the last time they were kind of back.
The closest you've been to kind of back was Mike Riley's second year when you started 9-0 and you were in the top 10. Then you lost to Wisconsin.
Who
close.
was the quarterback that year?
I believe it was Tommy, because then the next year was Tanner Lee. But you were 9-0.
Tanner Lee got
then
drafted.
you lost closely to Wisconsin, and then you got the doors blown off of you by Ohio State.
Was
like
that
worse than anybody's
wasn't that the
ever
62-3 game?
Yeah. The doors blown off you by Ohio State.
Yeah.
That was
Kind of
the
back.
closest to
Taylor
kinda back you've
Martinez
been.
kind of back. Honestly, last year kind of back.
No,
Okay,
no,
maybe not last
No.
Maybe that would have been a little bit strange.
Honestly, the fact that you need to make sure you have a good season this year. Me and Jay Foreman are talking about this, mostly Jay Foreman. You need to make sure you have a good season to get that best 3-9 team moniker away from you. Because
I agree with that.
Yes, it's whatever, but that's not really a badge of honor.
No,
because it's still 3-9. Like
It's
you're
true,
like,
though.
we're the best 3-9 team
It's
ever.
true,
But,
though.
like it is, but at the same time, it doesn't matter. You were 3-9 at the end of the year. I don't care if you were close in all those other games. You need to
It's
have a good
kinda
season
true, though.
to get to take that badge and just kind of toss it. Just get rid of it. Throw it in the ocean. You don't need it. Throw it in the ocean.
I kind of like the best 3-9 team ever.
No.
Just because that season, say what you will about the record sheet,
Get
but
rid
it was
of it as
kind of
soon as-
electric.
You want to know what best 3-9?
Kind of electric.
You want to know what best 3-9 team ever is?
Favorite against Iowa.
You want to know what that is?
Favorite.
That's a summer league championship ring. That's what that is.
Well, okay, fair. Read some of these texts, Rico. Let me see what you
Okay,
think about
okay,
these.
okay.
Because I'm going to be Mr. Optimist.
Yeah,
over
of
here.
course.
You're
Okay, so
Mr.
Chase B, a goal
6
this year
6.
should be to beat Minnesota and PJ Fleck over the head with an or. Okay, whatever.
Nice.
It gives me immense confidence about my 10-2 prediction.
That's what we're talking about,
Okay.
Texter. Yes.
Claytonia John says, "Hey guys, just wanted to say Virginia Tech sucks. Not going to read the other word."
Whoa, John. ACC champs. Relax.
Nathan says, "I will be confident if we win our first 4 games." That's what I'm saying. If you beat Oklahoma,
Okay,
you
if
go
you
3-0, you beat Oklahoma. That's when the confidence kicks in.
And that's why not only confidence, you're kind of back because you'll be ranked. When was the last time Nebraska was ranked? 6 years ago?
I think
6 years ago?
No, I think Scott Frost's second year they entered the season top 25.
You're kidding.
I believe they did.
Oh my god.
I think they were like 25th.
Okay, well,
I'll have to go back.
You're gonna have to check
that. Gus says a big win would be a great start, but perception would be crucial. If you get a pick six or turnovers deep in Northwestern territory, I'd like to see the offense click, especially in the red zone before I get jacked up. That makes sense. Amart can carry around the title of best QB on a 3-9 team. Again, Summer League championship ring. CJ says Nebraska came back to visit, looked in the mirror, and the mirror broke.
CJ also has Nebraska at 4-8.
And Ben says, worst case scenario, we go 7-6, and Scott Frost gets a contract extension. Then his buyout becomes too expensive again. That is not best. Oh, that's worst case scenario. Scott Frost, if he wins 7 games, he's not getting a contract extension. If he wins 7 games, I don't know if he's back next year.
No, I think if you win a bowl game, because if you're 6-6, he'll be the coach through the bowl game. And if you win the Pinstripe Bowl against
you're not back.
Who's an ACC school? You win you win against NC State. No, NC State's gonna be good this year.
You go
Miami.
If you go 6-6, he's not coaching the bowl game.
I don't agree with that. I don't agree with that one bit.
He's not.
I don't agree with that for a second, Rico. Also,
don't have
Grandpa Rick, do you want us to officially put in 9-3 as your prediction?
I'm
We're putting everyone's prediction down.
Yeah, I'm going to put it. Grandpa Rick is going to be at 9-3.
I love it.
I don't see a scenario where Nebraska beats Oklahoma, says Greg. And Claytonia John says, no, that's rude to Class D high school football, so get out of here. Anyways, thank you all so much for supporting me through 14 hours of radio. I will see you guys, listen to you guys, talk to you guys on Monday. Adios.
And now, poetry from the world of Yum. You need a treat, but not something predictable. Cookies, cupcakes,